is a bad idea.
Oh, Freddy?
Wait, what happened to the stairs?
Hey, covering her mouth like you're gonna kidnap her is not gonna make her less scared, okay?
Darla, it's me. It's Billy. I know I don't look like me. A wizard made me look like
Maybe
this.
don't start with the wizard. It's just gonna make her more confused.
Some old guy brought me to a temple, and he made me say Shazam. Rosa!
Verbally triggered body manipulation properties? You can switch by saying Shazam!
Baby, was that you? Are you okay?
I was screwing in a bulb.
Listen to me, Darla. You cannot tell anybody about this, all right?
But it's Billy. He's a hero.
Yeah, but if a supervillain finds out that he's a hero, that endangers us, okay? A hero's loved ones are like the perfect bad guy target.
Is she even good at keeping secrets?
Moderate.
No. Oh, God.
We're all foster kids here.
All hands on deck.
Give this place a chance. People can surprise you sometimes.
Billy Batson, unlock your greatest power.
You're him.
That's crazy, right?
You're the hero.
If a superhero can't save his family, he's not much of a hero.
Shazam! Rated PG-13. See it early with Fandango.
Hi everyone, it's Charlie. There's a whole bunch of new Shazam footage to break down. We got more details about what's going on with the Black Adam movie, and there's a bunch of Shazam stuff happening this weekend that I'll explain. If you're brand new to the channel, I do DC videos every week. Be sure to subscribe to get everything. We're also doing an IMAX ticket giveaway because there's so many big movies coming out in the next couple of months. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and just leave a comment about why you're super hyped up about Shazam on the video. The clips pick up right after Billy gets his powers. He has no idea what's going on. The wizard doesn't give him a tutorial or an explainer or anything, so he freaks out to Freddy. They have the montage of them testing their powers, then they come back home, but he still doesn't know how the power word works, how he can activate and deactivate his powers just by saying the word Shazam. So Darla finds out. The voice in the hallway that says, "What happened to the staircase?" is Mary Marvel, who shows up later in the footage. Then they try to sneak back out without Darla telling everyone else. How good are you keeping secrets? I'm kind of good. No, she's terrible. She will definitely not keep this secret. The other part of the promo is just hyping up the Shazam family of it all. Like you have this foster family and you have the human child Billy that's trying to learn to be a part of that and trust people. But on the other side of that, you have the supernatural Shazam family aspect of it. So the film is full of all kinds of Easter eggs. I know people are asking all kinds of questions about Easter eggs for the classic Shazam comics, like deep cuts from when he was still called Captain Marvel, things like Tawny the Tiger. The film does have enough Easter eggs and references to DC and Shazam comic book specific things that it is worth it to go see it more than once in the theater. I mean, it's not nearly as big as, say, like Avengers Endgame, which Marvel is now hyping up to be the biggest thing that they've ever done in the history of the studio that will not be equaled until they close down their next saga of Avengers films. But I think everybody has an idea for how big this movie is going to be. It's much smaller than one of those big, huge crossover films because it's just the Shazam and Shazam family characters, not including Black Adam. They've actually been dropping a lot more footage recently, so if they have any like really cool clips, then I'll do videos for that. Mostly Superman, Batman, familiar Justice League references. You may have also picked up on the sly dig at Superman during this promo when he says if a superhero can't save his family, he's not much of a superhero. He just straight up made teenage Superman cry watching Pa Kent die in that tornado. They really do lean into the Stranger Things sort of Spielbergian aspect of it where you have a bunch of kids trying to solve a problem together, even though most of the promos have been selling this as Billy versus Dr. Sivana, with a lot of Freddy on the side trying to help him learn his abilities. But the family is a big part of the actual story of the film. It just doesn't quite come across in the trailers they've been posting. There is a mid-credits and a post-credit scene, so be sure to stay through the entire credits. And we have learned a little bit about what's going on with the Black Adam film. Like supposedly Atom Smasher, Hawkman, and even Stargirl is supposed to be in it of all people. I know that sounds kind of weird because Hawkman definitely sounds like a really hardcore character that would be in a Black Adam film. My guess is that they would want Stargirl in it to balance the tone out a little bit. But Atom Smasher in the comics was a good friend to Black Adam during the Justice Society run because a long time ago he did work with the Justice Society for a little while, but it's been a long time since that comic book arc. So that's why a lot of people and a lot of outlets are saying that the movie is actually going to be based on the comic book storyline Black Adam: The Dark Age. It's only a 6-issue run, it's actually pretty small, and I would assume that they would change a couple big plot points because they'd have to explain where Black Adam has been this whole time, and that story comes after a really big run-in that he has with Billy Batson Shazam, who takes his powers away effectively. All Billy has to do is change the word that Black Adam has to say in order to activate his powers, but but he doesn't tell Black Adam what the word is, so Black Adam is effectively powerless for most of the run. But it also came after his great love Zari Tomaz, whose name I can't say out loud because YouTube will flag the video because apparently it's the word of a terrorist organization. She had just been killed off during World War III during a different comic book arc, so he's all pissed off. He doesn't have any of his powers. So the story of Black Adam the Dark Age is him going on a quest to 1. Get his powers back, find out what the word is that will activate his powers, and restore his great love back to life. So it's a little bit of a heist film. It's a little bit of him ducking the Justice Society because they're trying to capture him and throw him in prison. He doesn't have his powers, so it's much easier for them to apprehend him. Everyone in the world wants a piece of him, so he has to slip his way past the border guard back into Kahndaq to get the remains of Zari Tomaz, take her bones to a Lazarus pit, try to resurrect her that way. That doesn't quite work. He has to use her jewel and call upon her power word to sort of temporarily give himself powers, but that drains life from her. The more he sucks the life out of Zari Tomaz, he even does that to one of his friends too. I mean, it's a super hardcore story. He winds up eating his friend to survive while he's hiking his way to a Lazarus pit. Hilariously, he accidentally finds out what his new power word is that Billy changed it to. True to form, Billy changed it to Big Chocolate Egg Creams, which is basically a milkshake within the DC universe. So Black Adam chuckles, thinking that his new power word is chocolate milkshake. Ah, Billy, always the child. He's almost successful, but he's working with Felix Faust, who double-crosses him and tricks him into thinking that the process of bringing Zari Tomaz back to life did not work, so he goes away super pissed off, thinking that he's failed. Felix Faust secretly uses the bones of Elongated Man. If you're a big Flash TV show fan, Elongated Man is a character on there right now. He'd been dead for a little while, so he secretly uses his bones to trick Black Adam. After Black Adam flies off in a rage, he conducts the ceremony doing it the correct way, bringing her back to life with her full powers, and uses her to escape his magical prison inside the tower of Dr. Fate. So then it spins off into another big comic book arc. So effectively, The Dark Age is a very dark story about him trying to get his powers back, which he's successful at, but he's also trying to bring his wife back to life, which he is unsuccessful at, which, ultimately on the path to that, he does a lot of really terrible things. It's more of an anti-hero type story, so if you remember some of the storylines or some of the movies that you may have seen The Rock in, where he plays a not-so-nice guy, but they try to give him a motivation that makes him seem less despicable, even though he does a lot of really bad things. If you fashion yourself a connoisseur of The Rock's films, The Scorpion King is probably a good example of that, where he starts out as a relatively good character with good intentions and slowly circles the drain and eventually does some really, really terrible stuff and winds up succumbing to darkness. All I'm really hoping for from the Black Adam film is that they just establish him as a really cool, badass anti-hero within the DC universe, and then they could just use him in whatever other big films that they want to, if they're not going to do a ton of Black Adam solo films. Even though DC films aren't supposed to be quite as interconnected as they were before, they'll still be minor crossover. I think that The Rock's version of Black Adam would be great in a Suicide Squad sequel if the James Gunn Suicide Squad franchise takes off. He's rebooting that, so it's not going to be Suicide Squad 2. I think the working title right now is The Suicide Squad. I think that, that'd be a great franchise for recurring backup DC villains. Like Black Manta is supposedly going to float around to a couple different DC films outside of the Aquaman solo film. If they play their cards right, there'll be a whole bunch of B-list characters that can just hop around all over the place. Hopefully that'll be an easy way to develop a lot of really good villains if they want to do a future Justice League movie versus the Injustice League or something like that. They kind of teased that at the end of the last Justice League movie, but there's this soft reboot of the universe that's going on, so by the time they're actually ready to do another Justice League film, things will probably look quite a bit different. Really good news is I'm allowed to post my non-spoilery Shazam review tomorrow. My spoilery one will post a little bit closer when the movie comes out. That's also when I'll do my Easter eggs and post-credit scene videos. Same video schedule for all the other big movies that I do videos for. So if you have big questions about the movies or the comics or anything at all or any videos that you want to request, just let me know in the comments below. Congratulations, Whole Duck, you're the giveaway winner from my last big DC video. Please email me on the About page of my channel so I can get your details. Guess who's coming to the next episode of The Flash? It's titled Godspeed. You can click here for that trailer, and click here for all my brand new Avengers Endgame trailer Easter eggs. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.